Well, good day, ladies and gentlemen. And today we're taking a look at an absolutely classic game known as... Come on, do it. Oh my god, it's Aliens Infestation for the Nintendo DS. Now, of course, we're not playing this on a DS. I might be dedicated to gaming, but I'm not that dedicated. What we're looking at here is RetroArch running the Nintendo DS emulator. And what we have here is a setup that makes the game that much more playable. So, Nintendo DS, for those who may not remember or haven't thought about it in a while, had two screens, hence the DS. So you're supposed to look at the top and bottom screens at the same time, which was kind of difficult even on the original hardware. So, with RetroArch, you can set up the different screens kind of how you want it to be. And so we toggle between the two. And both are full screen, so we can actually see what's going on. So, Aliens Infestation. Now, I reviewed this game many years ago. It got very popular, because this is an Aliens game, and Aliens anything is fairly popular, despite there only being one Aliens movie, and seldom, I guess you could say, official material, cinematic material to really draw from. So... the game review got very popular. I even got a comment from Angry Joe. And this game's worth it. This game is a very good game. I mean, like, this is a kind of a game that you wouldn't really expect to exist. So, this text is going to go by way too fast for me to read. Essentially, the events of Aliens happened, and now you are being sent to see what's going on the Sulaco. So this is following on from the William Gibson Alien 3 treatment, although it's a bit different. In the William Gibson treatment, what happened was some UPP troops showed up on the ship. They got attacked by some xenomorphs somehow. Except this time, that kind of happened, but instead of the Sulaco going to Anchor Point Station, the Marines from the Sephora, are going to the Sulaco to investigate. So, this is a side-scrolling, Metroidvania sort of thing, although I like it a lot more than Super Metroid or Castlevania because it's much easier to figure out where you're supposed to go. So, also, what makes this better than Metroid for me is it has a legitimately good story that uses a lot of the old audiovisual shorthand. So, here we've got our commanding officer. Hello, Fireteam Fox. Sorry for the short notice on this deployment. I'm just getting up to speed myself. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Patrick Steele. I'll be your CEO and directly overseeing task force operations. This is similar, of course, to Metroid Fusion, where you had your computer talking to you. Colonel Stainless Steel? I can't believe it. That guy's a legend. Quit sucking up and start shutting up. Yes, Vasquez Jr. This is solely a Charlie Squad operation. Fireteam Delta is securing the command center, and Fireteam Echo is recovering the flight records. And you Fox boys are searching for our missing life form. Corporal Cameron, would you like to brief the team? Okay, so already we've got some cool stuff. We are Fox Company, you know, like 20th Century Fox. We've got, you know, Corporal Cameron here, you know, like James Cameron. It's little details like this that show that the developers actually cared about the fans. Yes, sir. Okay, listen up, Fox 6. Our mission is to board the USS Sulaco. We're already there. Locate and identify the life form, then secure and extract them back to the USS Sephora. Any questions? Are we to expect any resistance? Yes, Colonel Norma. Only from you, Whistler. You big wuss. Okay, we're all newbies once. Never been skinny. I like this. We're all marine green. It's like, yes, we actually have to have, you know, unity in the ranks. Something that Star Trek Discovery does not really recognize. Alright, they've been getting strange readings, and there could be some things on the ship. Even though, like, when we end up attacking, when we end up getting attacked by, like, shouldn't we know that this stuff's on here? I like how she's called Homewrecker. It's like, oh dear. That's some cheating, isn't it? And see, like, we actually have conversations between these characters. Okay, since this is a DS emulation, we just use the mouse pointer. And we're going to go ahead and be Mr. Cameron here. We're going to make an Avatar sequel that's going to take 12 years. Okay, so we're going to take point. We're going to get the map data, because of course we have to get the map data. Because this is exactly like Metroid. Now, you can use a D-pad on this, but D-pads are just kind of annoying. So what we're going to do is, thanks to the glory of RetroArch here, we're going to go into the options. We're going to go to controls, which is going to be, I think we already passed it up. No, we didn't. There we go. We're going to go into controls, port 1 controls, and we're going to force left analog stick. And this will allow us to use a joystick. Now, this is not 100% perfect. Sometimes you can get stuck going in the wrong direction, but it does make for a more fluid control scheme than just using the D-pad. And so, just like in Metroid, there's going to be locked doors. You got to get the right kind of crap to proceed through the different doors. See, like, we can't go up there because we don't have the right security clearance. We can jump down there once we get some grenades. But this is an example of when a developer actually... And this is the save room. And we don't really need to save, but we're gonna... Because we're going to be using save states. But it's, once again, a nice little detail. They each have their own animations. The animations in this game are really bloody good, especially for a handheld console. Now, of course, I'm also using some texture filtering because when you blow up something that was supposed to be on a tiny handheld screen to 16 by 9, oh yes, it looks kind of bad, but with a little bit of filtering, it looks great. I'd love to see a remastering. Cat! That made me jump like 5 different times, so I've replayed this level so many times, it's like, I know it's there. Alright, I'll check the chat real quick. And hello everyone. Yes, the game is criminally underrated. And all is well at the moment. Good or bad news, Disney Plus and Hulu are merging into one app. I guess that's good news, because that's less to sign up for. Found the game on eBay. I actually got that game from a Best Buy back when it first came out. And I have not used the Steam Deck since it came out. I mean, I thought it was cool, but then I had no reason to use it. I actually prefer analog stick, just because it's... I feel it's more fluid than just using a D-pad most of the time. When I first got into retro gaming, which I find it funny, I call it retro game. Oh yeah, so we also... Oh, we don't have a map yet, I forgot. I'm actually replaying this, trying to beat the game again. And I'm used to having the map, but we have to actually go get the map data. So, when I first got into retro gaming around 2008, which most of those games weren't that old, I'm not sure, but I can't help you until you find the map data. I'm utterly useless. You can definitely tell this is a modern sort of thing, because they like to use the term Oscar Mike. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to mean, to be honest. Great, now what? The CO stateroom. It's like, we're not gonna find a key. Wow, Gorman had a pretty nice, little accommodation there. The ship is much larger on the inside than it, really should be. And the map doesn't really correspond. Oh yeah, you also swap weapons with the, second screen. It's kind of clunky trying to do this. But, you know, you kind of get used to it. What would really make this a lot better is if it would pause when you swap screens, but, well, it wasn't really designed to do that. But when I first got into retro gaming, that's all I used was the analog stick, and so I kind of got used to it. I remember back then, in the heady days of 2008, I had an absolutely ancient, no, it wasn't ancient, it was brand new. What am I saying? It was a brand new Xbox 360 controller. And it was like, you can play old games on the PC. Yep, we got the dead UPP soldier. When I saw that back then, I was like, oh my god, they're actually following the William Gibson script. Yeah, Aliens could have been so much better than it was. I mean, I like how he can just fall all the way down there. HK-47's a communist! Yeah, I can see it. He always struck me as a bit of a statist. The bastard. They do look a lot like HK-47. So, in this game, you can sprint, you've got a stamina meter, you can roll, and it's not tied to your weight, unlike the Dark Souls. Okay, I was gonna say, where are we, but it doesn't really matter because we don't have a map yet. Now, I don't remember exactly where every single vent leads us. Actually, let's go ahead and save. Take a legitimate save here. Yeah, we gotta get a welder. That also is controlled with the second screen. That makes it a little awkward, but most of the time it doesn't really matter much. Okay, so now we finally got us a map. And this map is actually, you know, pretty good. Now that we have synced, we can remotely take the Sulaco out of lockdown. Oh yeah, you can use the flares. These actually are useful. Like if you find a weapon upgrade kit and you want to go back to it with a different weapon. Yeah, the flare appears on the map. Not that we ever need to come back here, but whatever. But yeah, here's the map. So, as we can see, the Sulaco is fucking huge. I'm not sure why they had, like, 20 guys on it, but whatever. And you will be exploring all of this in this game. And as I said, it doesn't really correspond to any other maps, because I got a map of the Sulaco on the wall, and it certainly doesn't correspond to that, but it's like, well, we're making a video game here, people. It's not going to be one-to-one. HK47, you know, capitalism is good. Communism is bad. Like, they couldn't build you under communism. They had to steal all their data from other countries. Oh, wait, no, that didn't happen. That doesn't happen. Okay, where are we? Let's go through here. Now, whenever you're going to do a game like this, like if you're going to stream, one of my longtime fans, Silverwings, actually suggested that I practice these games. It used to be I was like, oh, I'll never do that. I don't need to do that. Practice? What's that? But you really need to do that because that makes playing these games a whole hell of a lot easier. Because playing and talking, not an easy prospect. That's why by this point I've already played through this level like 3 times. Because really what you want to do is you want to be able to just play each level kind of by rote. Because you want to think of fun stuff to say in addition to not dying. And this is not exactly a super simple first-person shooter. And yes, many of these robots will in fact respawn. Now, this is a game where you can die somewhat quickly. Like if you're not paying attention, you're just running around. Right now, this is just basic tutorial stuff. But as you go through the game, it gets much more difficult. And I love how in this game you don't actually fight xenomorphs yet. But we're gonna get to xenomorphs pretty quick. But as you die, you can actually pick up other Marines. The Marines that you find in the game are extra lives, essentially. And like in any proper Metroidvania game, like as you go through here, there are certain places you can go, certain places you can't go. And I always find that half the time the health you can find is just kind of worthless. Are you getting this? Affirmative, Corporal. What is this stuff? Yeah, but it's a dry heat. To S2. Now what's great is that Commander's actually fairly competent. Now that's pretty grim for a Nintendo DS game. Like, Nintendo's usually considered pretty family friendly, but it's like you literally have a corpse with like its skin coming off. Now in the in a stream I think from last week, I got a question about how could aliens be fixed? And the way aliens can be fixed is literally just like how Star Trek was temporarily fixed. Star Trek Picard Season 3 is doing pretty well. People actually are happy to see it. And I myself binge-watched the entire 10 episode season, and it was good. It was remarkably good. Better than I could have imagined it could be. It gave the fans, the longtime fans such as myself, everything we wanted. Because what people wanted was a Star Trek The Next Generation reunion show where they actually had a proper finale. Because Star Trek Nemesis was utter shit. The generation's final journey begins. Go fuck yourself. Because, yeah, Praetor Shinzon was great. Okay, I don't think we can go through here because we're gonna need that welder, so we're gonna need, yeah, we do need the welder, so what we're gonna need to do is we need to go down that one elevator, or lift if you're from some place that has the wheels. But, yeah, like, TNG, you know, having a proper ending to that. And, you know, they were able to have some of their woke points and stuff like that, but mostly the game was, not the game, mostly the show was just, well, about the TNG cast doing what they do best. And you would think that they would actually know to do that. That these high-paid writers and things of that nature actually know, like, let's give the fans what they want. But they never do, because they think they either know more than the fans, or they absolutely hate the fans. And, you know, if you're a Star Trek fan, it's pretty obvious that they hated the Star Trek fans. I mean, STD was god-awful, and stayed god-awful, and will continue being god-awful. It's just a bit of a trap, because that goes absolutely nowhere. It's like, in one season of STD, they legitimately had a character that was basically a space janitor named Gene, as sort of a dig at Gene Roddenberry, because, well, he was one of those evil straight white males. Can't have any of those. With Star Trek Picard, you know, for the first 2 seasons, it was about like that. With most people calling it puke hard. Oh, come on, you bastard. I like how he can just walk, he just levitates, because of course he does. And as you can see, even though I know how to play the game, you can still get hurt pretty quickly. You know, it's HK-47 if you went to college. Like how, you know, we've got this highly advanced robot, but all he's got is a pistol. That's it. And he's just gonna pistol whip people. You would think they'd have a little better design than that, but whatever. Let's see, I'll check the chat real quick. Oh god, everybody's already here. Let's see. And things are going great to Rockfire Seed. I'm not surprised that all of that stuff's on the house floor. It won't go anywhere. Yep, and this is true. And yeah, you don't really want to accept that apology, because once Picard Season 3 is over, what's going to happen is Star Trek's going to be crap again. What's wrong with the trends of subverting expectations? 32X series. Man, I saw he finished the 32X series, and it's like, that takes some dedication. But, yeah, you know, Picard Season 3 had some decent ships. I do like the fact that, here's a spoiler alert. Is everybody gone? Yeah. I do like the fact that the Big D came back. I was a big fan of the Big D. I think it would have been nice if the Big D could have looked a little different, but seeing that model in modern day graphics really was pretty awesome. But here's the thing. The writers are going to learn no lessons from Picard Season 3. They're going to go right back to their old habits. And the reason why Star Trek Picard was called Pucard is you had all the, you know, current year politics. And they did a lot of weird stuff. If you care about some of these spoilers, stop listening for a little while, but one of the things they did, which was so inexplicable, is they kill off Captain Picard, but immediately replace him with a robot duplicate that looks exactly like him, sounds exactly like him, and does everything like, you know, a 80-year-old man would do. And I'm like, really? What was the point of that? And they mention it in Picard Season 3 that he's technically, you know, a robot, but it's like, then what was the point? It's one of those things where somebody thought that was a good idea, and nobody could persuade them otherwise. It's like, there's a lot of things that seem like a great idea, and you really need, you know, somebody to bring you back down to Earth. Because that was a really stupid idea. Okay, let's save. And so, you got this Robo-Picard going around. He acts exactly like regular Picard. And it's like, at least if you're going to turn him into a robot, give him superpowers or something. And, you know, they bring back Data in Picard Season 3. I guess it's another spoiler. It's all spoilers for Picard Season 3. Yeah, we can't get through there until we get a flamethrower. But, like, okay. They bring back Data, and one of the things about bringing back old actors who play robots is you gotta find some way to make it make sense that this robot got old. And so in order to do that, it turns out that Data's not really a robot, but he kind of is. Alright, now we finally got the motion tracker. I don't find that the motion tracker really does anything, but whatever. But it's the same way with, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator. It's like, why does he look old? Because the skin ages, I guess. Why not? Why would Data look old? Because at least it's better than what he looked like in Picard season 1. I forget if it's 1 or 2, where they give him like this really pudgy face for some reason. Okay, so the funny part is, we don't get that wrench until like, I think 3/4 of the way into the game. Like, it just sits there as a tease. The ship's non-canon. I have not seen the remake of Death Wish as of yet. Yes, there is going to be an Alien TV series called Aliens Romulus. Or Alien Romulus. I'm not sure if that's a fan name or an official name yet. It's supposed to be set on Earth. And, you guessed it, it is supposed to be dealing with current year politics. Oh, it's going to be great. So you want to make an Alien TV series, right? Oh yeah, the ships. The ship design in Star Trek Picard Season 3 is not very good. It's pretty generic crap. They all look kind of the same, and the most egregious thing is it's basically just a retool of old designs from like the 1970s, which isn't bad, but it'd be nice if we could come up with something, you know, new. And then like the Neo-Constitution class, why? Come on, just come up with something new. But whatever. It's just the way that's gonna go, I guess. So, like, Aliens TV series. It's so easy. I can't... It's only through malice, I guess, that they just can't come up with this. Basically, you bring back Ripley, because everybody wants to see Ripley, but you have her be a robot. You can keep Alien 3 canon. There's the xenomorph. Now, if you've read the William Gibson script, that female is supposed to be a commando from North Vietnam. Because, well, 80s. Yeah, we got the xenomorph. It's like, are they okay? This driver ran off. Looked like a woman. The bug. What about it? You think it could be more? Uh-huh. Delta Squad, don't let him get Sev. Yeah, we gotta go find the survivor. Okay, so here we have an egg, and we can't actually get down there, but over here we have one of the Marines here. Now, this person could go with you if you lost a life. Yep. OnlyFans girl. Yep. Not gonna get... Hook up! Okay, now, she will stay there pretty much the entire game. There are some boss fights where you're bound to lose some lives, so it's always good to remember where these people are so you can come back. And this is where the flares really do come in handy. Because now we can go back there and pick her up. Oh my! And replace a fallen Marine. Alright, so we got the level 2 security card. I love how the UPP just so happened to be able to reprogram the entire bloody Sulaco to only take their... Oh yeah, we can't go in here because we gotta have a flashlight, which we don't have. Because Metroidvania. So, you bring back Ellen Ripley as a robot. The reason why you do this is because Sigourney Weaver is both too old and too expensive to play the Ripley character. But it's like, Ripley died, but they like scanned her brain, and they scanned like the brain into the android body. Now, the reason why that works for Ellen Ripley and not for Captain Picard is like, okay, Picard dies, but you still use the same actor. So what was the point to that? And so you get an actress that looks more or less like Sigourney Weaver does. And then, like, for the first season, she's trying to rescue, you know, Hicks and all the rest. The main villain of the series could easily just be, you know, like the engineers, as they're called today. I still call them the space jockeys, because the engineers are a stupid concept. You have that, and they are trying to use, and the engineers are trying to use the xenomorphs to, like, wipe out humanity because the black goo didn't work. And there you go. You could have some human villains that are working with the engineers to, like, gain power And it's like, there you go. You've got fodder for a show that people would actually want to see. But the most important thing you have to have is you have to have human on xenomorph action. You cannot have just bullshit politics all throughout, because nobody really wants to see that. Okay, I got really hurt. I'm gonna blame the chat for that. We should be able to survive long enough. Yeah, we're gonna go up there. Now, what the boss fight for this level is not that hard, but it's not very easy either. You're bound to lose a life if you're not really good, and, well, I'm not that great. Okay, we already came through there. Oh yeah, we can't go through here either, because, despite there being a light right there, it's actually too dark to go through. Now, I'm not sure if we need to go up here or not. Well, I'm just gonna keep wasting grenades. There we go. I'll get it right eventually. But yeah. Yep, that's the boss fight. Okay. I can recognize it by its music. Okay, so where are we trying to go? We'll just have to be careful. We might just, like, run through there. Because what we want to get is full health before we face the boss. And oh my god, the xenomorphs can open doors! They're even smarter than raptors! And as I said, there's gonna be a lot more xenomorphs as we go through the game. And they will chase you. They'll chase your ass down. Okay, let's go ahead and save. Not that it really matters, but why not? Okay, now we're gonna try to keep Cameron alive here, but if we don't actually succeed... actually, let's go ahead and swap. Actually, we'll wait. Okay, before we do that, let's check the chat here. Oh, they're so going to mess up that Alien TV series. Death remake is shockingly decent. Huh. Interesting. And how advanced is the UPP is basically the Space Soviet Union. So they're not that advanced, really. It's actually kind of funny. In the various adaptations, well, I can speak English good. At least I don't pronounce mountain. But in the various adaptations, they have robots, but they're not very good. It's supposed to be where, like, it comes from the concept that the Soviet Union was kind of like NATO, but just not as good. Really, you bastard? And that didn't really work in real life. But they're gonna have robots, they're gonna have ships. In one continuity that was a fan continuity, the UPP was actually powerful enough to have a giant battleship called the Rodina, but that was very much unofficial. And like with the Soviet Union, the UPP either steals or buys technology from other countries. Okay, we're a little hurt, but we should be okay. I might let Cameron here die and replace him with Hinnick, who will show up in a later level. Uh-oh. He's got some indigestion. He ate that Taco Bell meat. That's pretty hardcore for a Nintendo game. Those little bastards can't hurt you that much. Okay, let's go ahead and since it doesn't pause, let's activate that. You reload by clicking on the weapon icon here. Okay, so we've got pulse rifle grenades, and we're gonna need that because we're about to fight a queen. Actually, I think it's a Praetorian. Okay, I'll check the chat one more time before we get to the boss fight. Alright, we're good. Alright, let's kill us a queen. This is a very small boss arena, and the annoying thing about that is there's a lot of face huggers around here, which is really annoying. I think they will give us a little bit of health. I like how they keep that sound effect consistent across many of the games. Okay, we're really hurt. I don't remember if there's health up here. But we're gonna find out. Okay, let's see. We've got that. Because if not, we're gonna have to come back and try this a little, well, better. Because there's gonna be a queen, right? Or at least a Praetorian. Very soon. Okay, there's a med kit. Okay, how much do we get from that? It's not really enough for what I want to do. Okay, let's try this again, but not fuck up. I love how smooth that animation is, though. That is just beautiful. And I hate small enemies like that are very difficult to hit. Now, later on this year, we're actually going to take a look at Alien 3 for the Super Nintendo. Because in many cases, Alien 3 for the Super Nintendo is very much a predecessor to this style of Aliens game. Because you do many of the same things in that game. Except, of course, it's a little more convoluted. And you actually play as Ripley. But it's a remarkably good version of that game. I'm not sure why it's not any more popular than it is. Alright, let's try to not fuck this up. Even though we're running very much low on ammunition. Alright, so we got some ammo from that. Just getting to the boss is a little rough. Okay, we're good. Okay, let's go ahead and reload. You do have the VP-70 for somewhat closer encounters. Yeah, YouTube is pretty bad about that, unfortunately. Alright, let's get to it. That looks too big to be a Praetorian. Alright, so they did not make this easy. Because all these little egg bastards are right here. And yes, they like to jump on you. So the best solution here is kill as many of those goddamn eggs as you possibly can. And then just blast this bitch with grenades. And we already fucked it up. It's not easy. It's a very small boss arena. Like, this will take away a lot of your lives if you're not using save states, which we most assuredly are. Because you've got to actually hit this thing, and it will only let you hit it in a very specific place. And this thing will take a lot of grenades. Honestly, when I'm feeling lazy, what I'll do is I'll just let this guy die, or whoever I'm controlling die, and spawn in with a fully fresh Marine. Yep, we already fucked it up. Yeah, this is not even the hardest boss fight, really. This is one of the easier ones. The Gorilla King alien is by far the hardest. Yeah, I'm just fucking it up. That's a problem with trying to focus on all these different things at once. Okay, yeah, we needed to move. Okay, let's just run over here and spawn all these little bastards. Okay, we got half health. That should be enough. Because actually being able to hit this thing. Okay, we missed too many shots. We'll be here two goddamn hours, because I've actually had to kill this thing with a pistol before. Oh, I wasn't even near that stupid thing. Okay, that was a waste. Cause see, there's really just not that much room. The easiest boss fight that I found is the jockey xenomorph, or the engineer. xenomorph. Because you actually have a lot of room to maneuver. And it's very easy by that point to take down the face huggers. Now, it's a lot easier to miss with these hand grenades. See, just like that. But this thing's pretty much— oh, fuck you. Fuck you, game. Gonna spawn me one of those little bastards up there? Alright, we are now out of grenades. And super hurt. This may be the end. Yep. We're just gonna let him die. We've got a man down. Don't let their death be for nothing. Okay, we're going to be Vasquez Jr. And we're gonna activate that. Good thing I have a little bit of invincibility. I'm gonna go ahead and waste that grenade. Oh yeah, so much for no women in games. Oh, fuck, grenade! Blow it up! No, of course it could. Of course. Of course. And see, not that hard. Still lost a life, though. Poor Cameron. Now he won't be making Avatar 3. Come in, Lance Corporal Johnston. Do you have coffee over? Now that was a fight. Your commanding officer just died. You can at least feel a little bit sad. The queen— oh, it was a queen. Okay. I don't aim to wound. Well, what a dick. Get off the ship and reassess the situation. They got casualties. Secure the prisoner and get back to the hangar ASAP. Now, thankfully, we do not have to go all the way back to the hangar. Okay, this is where the game gets a little dark. Listen up, Marines. The secret squirrels beat the tree you brought back and knocked loose a couple of acorns. Oh my god! They just tortured that woman. I mean, she was never mind. Seems the UPP found the Sulaco adrift and sent our friend Eve and some of her commando buddies aboard to scrounge up any intel they could. That's directly from the William Gibson script. They found the ship's android and downloaded his memory files. These included events relating to the mission to LV-426, detailing the loss of 2nd Battalion Bravo team at the hands of these xenomorphs. Eve also revealed that the UPP has set up a recovery operation on LV-426 to harvest these creatures. Didn't they get blown up? I'm just saying, that's the only problem with going back to LV-426. It should be blown up. Because Bishop clearly says, it's going to be a cloud of vapor the size of Nebraska. Nebraska must be very small then. So we got to go there and blow them up. A multi-pronged attack on the encampment. We got to take down the radar and the celestial defense weapons. It's fancy. You mean surface to orbit defense weapons? Okay, so we gotta blow up all that without detection. That's gonna be kind of hard, but whatever. You know what these things are yet? I haven't got a clue. I've been on the horn with S2 since the situation has begun and can't get a clear answer. Yep, I wonder why. Give them no quarter, men. No quarter. Oh, wait, how do you know it's a man? I wonder if she gets mistaken for a man. What happens to Sulaco now? At present, specialized teams of military and contracted workers are boarding the ship to analyze, recover, and repair if there's any survivors. That's not going to end well. Says, we're the best. We better be. Semper Fidelis. Alright, so now we're going back to LV-426. Alright, so Cameron is dead. We get no, you go ahead and be Whistler. Well, you can take point on this mission. Me? Okay, I got this. I hate it when old people say, I got this. I got this. I got this, or you got this. It's such a modern way of saying things. And yeah, that jockey xenomorph is very easy to take down. Totally lost the plot when making good movies. I mean, Avatar 2, I have not seen it yet, but it doesn't sound like it's that bad. It does sound like it's preachy as fuck, though. I love the fact that they had to bring back the villain from the first movie because he was more popular than the main character. It's just too hilarious. It's like, people, directors and writers just can't do a good hero, but they can make a great villain. I wonder why. So yeah, we got cover-based shooting. You hit the A button, and he immediately sticks to his cover. And so you actually have to time this fairly correctly so you can hit him when he pops up. And so we fought our first space Russian. Sprussion. Okay, let's stay up here for now, then we'll take that elevator down. But yeah, they're supposed to be space Soviets. And I mean, that works. There does need to be an opposing human faction. In the modern day alien continuity, the UPP doesn't exist. Instead, there's this... I guess you could say... I'm trying to think of what the best example would be. I can't think of a good real-life example, but there's like... There's the United Americas, which is from this continuity, where the US and South America and Central America are all joined into one giant polity. But then there's like the Three World Empire, which is supposed to be like the UK. Oh yeah, that's what that is. The Three World Empire is basically the equivalent to the European Union. And then there's a couple other factions, but I can't remember them at the moment. It's kind of generic. It just lacks some of the punch that the older continuity had. And either A, there's a T-Rex outside my window, or B, that's thunder out there. It's an impact tremor. I'm finding myself kind of alarmed here. Let's go faster. Avatar, the hero betrays the entire human race. And yes, he did. So, yeah. We got a shotgun, even though it's kind of useless. M37A2 shotgun. Too bad it's out of ammo. I mean, I like shotguns as much as the next man, but I think I'd much rather have a 10mm explosive tip caseless rifle with an underslung grenade launcher. 12 gauge is great, but it doesn't do all the things that the pulse rifle does. Now, the pulse rifle has had a number of different continuities for itself, too. With the most recent one being a backstory written by Larry Correia for the Bug Hunt anthology. And it's basically just a send-up of the AR-15's development cycle. One thing they tried to do, one thing that Larry Correia did, though, is he mentioned that the, oh yeah, I've got fucking grenades. Where's my brain? Now, if I disappear, ladies and gentlemen, it's because the rain is coming down pretty hard out there. It's been raining a lot the last couple weeks. There was a time when it barely rained at all in the old Hughes town. But in order to try to explain... You know, I don't even need to go over there, so fuck you, facehugger. Just fuck you. Because there's nothing in here at all. But in order to try to explain how you can shoot 100 rounds at a time, Larry Correia had the powder burn not quite as hot. But, you know, I can kind of see that working. A little bit. A little bit. Now, one thing that some of these video games do get wrong, though, is it doesn't have a 99-round magazine. It has a 100-round magazine. The reason why the magazine reads 99 is because there's one in the chamber. Okay, we'll go back to that lift in just a second. Xenomorph! Also, I don't know about y'all, but this doesn't look like a cloud of vapor the size of Nebraska. In fact, it looks remarkably intact. Unless, of course, now that I think of it, this might just be a UPP building. And then I guess that makes sense. I guess it does. Yeah, actually, the elevator's over here. Now, the shotgun is a fairly decent weapon for taking down xenomorphs and these communists. The only problem is it doesn't have those grenades. And those things are quite useful. Now, in one continuity that was entirely fan-made, there was another faction of humans called the Alexandrians, which was basically like the Colonial Marines, but instead it was a whole government faction. I miss that continuity. Sadly, yeah, there goes the thunder. We got incoming out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's like, come on, power, please don't go out. It's like, you don't want to go out. Let's see, I'll check the chat here. It was hard to withstand that kind of blast. Reason there would still be massive damage, you'd think. We just can't get away from the AWB, can we? AVP. You know, I started reading AVP Hunter's Planet not too long ago. And it's kind of funny to go back to that. Because there's some weird stuff in it. Like, for those who don't know anything about AVP, the main character from that initial continuity was a woman named Michiko Noguchi, who worked with a predator to take down a queen, and she got, like, the blooded symbol, and she actually joined some predators for a while. And in Hunter's Planet, she's, like, retired from, like, hunting down xenomorphs, and she's reminiscing on the days when she did that, and, one of the things that she says is, when she used to go hunting, it was even more intense than an orgasm. It's like, oh dear, I'm thinking she's either a follower of Slanesh or Korn, or both. Chaos Undivided. It's just a problem, since I don't have a map, I'm not exactly... The map is very important, especially when you're trying to think of multiple things at once. All we want to do is find a place where it was dark, so we can... Well, I'm an idiot. There we go. At least we got the flashlight, because we are going to need that. Yeah. Come on, blow him up. Nope. Weak. Oh, I'm almost out of ammo. Thankfully, we have a pistol with unlimited ammo, but it has the power of a 380. Thankfully, we've got some ammo being guarded by HK-47 Soy Boy Brother. See, I could try to time that right, but I'm just gonna spray and pray, because I don't have time for that. Come on. Come in. Now, after this level, we are going to go back to the Sulaco. We go back to that a lot. And this pistol is very weak, but it's weak in real life, too. He's just tanking so many and I'm not even going to waste that on him. I'm just going to throw a grenade at him. Have a sack of hand grenades. Alright, finally. It's like the 10mm high point carbine. Celestial defense gun. That's just... That's a very strange way of saying that. I'm not sure if Way Forward is native English speakers or not, but they come close. Fanfic morphic humor where a human rescues a predator and they become friends. Farmer. But yeah, I did not need to know about, actually, one other weird thing about that particular novel is Michiko also buys a sex robot. I'm not joking. She does buy a sex robot. She buys herself a robot companion. I'd like to be making that up, but I am so not, ladies and gentlemen. A robot companion named Attila. It was a very, very strange time, the 90s. I miss it so. I don't know if I want to hand you that towel. That seems kind of, and he just so happens to have a elevator key. And you can literally hand him the towel with great animation. Although why he's taking a shower while he just murdered all of his friends, I'm not really sure, but whatever. Priorities, ladies and gentlemen, priorities. Okay, where are we? We want to go pick up Hinnick. Now, one thing I'll show later on in this, not in this stream, but another one, is all these characters have backstories. When you go to the main menu in the extra section, there's literally a backstory for every character, and the character of Hinnick has my favorite backstory of all time just because, well, he's from Texas. And he's got like a nickname. I think it's like Grits or something. It's like, that's a lot of effort for a little 2D DS game. These were people that actually gave a damn. This is from a time when a lot of this stuff wasn't taken that seriously. But thankfully this, unlike Star Trek Picard Season 3, is not an apology. Alright, let's save. I'm trying to remember where Hinnick is. I guess we could wait until we get back to Sulaco and pick up the OnlyFans girl, but... Alright, let's save again, just to be on the safe side. I gotta say, this cover-based shooting works remarkably well. And remember, this is a DS game. This is meant to be played on the go, and so it has to have pretty damn good controls for that to work. Okay, here's Hinnick. Yep, there he is. This guy is so based on either Hicks or Wilkes, depending on the continuity. Yep, teammate coming back. Looking for a little payback, if you know what I mean. Hoorah, let's move out. And so he'll teleport away, and we can go select him when we go back to the save room. But I just love the fact they put that little bit of effort to give you a backstory for everybody. And remember, DS game. It's like this needs a like full console release or Steam re-release. Okay, let's go ahead and pick Hinnick. Like all the major heroes in all the Aliens games are always somebody with an H in their name. You know, you got Hicks, Harrison, Hudson. I mean, if you don't have an H, you're probably not going to make it. Actually, you're still probably not going to make it. Let's see. And yeah, the art style of this is pretty nice. I mean, it's pixel art before pixel art became super popular. And remember, DS, you didn't get something like this on the PlayStation Portable. And that's coming from somebody who had a PSP. In fact, I don't really know of any really killer apps for the PSP at this point. I mean, I had the PSP version of Star Wars Battlefront 2. I had Renegade Squadron, but none of those games were really that fun. At least nothing on par with this. And then there was a Killzone. There was a Killzone game on the PSP that I also had, but I don't remember it actually being that fun. Because, like, to me, Aliens Infestation is a real game. It's not just a portable game that's like a regular game but cut down. It always felt like that was the kind of games that you got on the PSP. Now, I know there was a compilation of Castlevania games, but, well, I don't like Castlevania. Okay, I think we already went through here. No, because there's a cover we didn't find. Really? Hey, it still worked! Actually, let's grab those grenades. Now, I think this vent might lead to a weapon power-up, but I'm not sure. Yep, it does. I thought it did. And yes, we can mantle. Look at it, a weapon upgrade kit. Now, these weapon upgrades do matter. By far the most powerful weapon that I've encountered so far in my replay of this game was the flamethrower. When you level that thing up, it just kills everything. And it lets you get through blocked areas. Alright, so One of these days I need to go through my old compact discs and see if I can't find a backup I did about 15 years ago of an Aliens continuity that was on a website called, I think, Serena Dawn or something. Because it was a cool continuity. It had like all kinds of ties to AVP and Alien Resurrection. Like, it was remarkably good. I mean, that's how popular Aliens really is. Like, people want more of this stuff, and they just never get it. It's just wrong. So I was also thinking about, like, how could The Mandalorian be fixed? Or how could The Mandalorian have been done better? Because the big problem with The Mandalorian, it is very kind of generic. I mean, I like it well enough, but it could have been done better, because the generic stoic hero is great in a video game with a lot of supporting characters. But the big problem with the character of Din Djarin is he never gets a chance to grow as time goes on. He kind of starts as a stoic hero, and that is what he remains. So, what I was thinking is, you have the Mandalorian have a name, for one, and you have him start from a position of, like, at a nadir. Like, he's not doing very good in his life. And so, what I was thinking is, like, you could start up this Mandalorian character as, and I think that's what Din Djarin was supposed to be. He's kind of disgraced when it comes to the Mandalorians. It's like, they don't like him, they don't want him around, because he's not because he took his helmet off, which is really idiotic, but because he's like this drunk. He doesn't do what he's supposed to do. He has no honor, as Mr. Worf would say. And throughout the show, he has to slowly regain his honor. I'm thinking, like, you could start up the TV show with him in this bar beating up a Trandoshan, like in a bare-knuckle boxing sort of thing. And, like, he's got this scraggly hair. His armor's got, like, perhaps not literal shit, but it's got, like, all this... It's dirty, it's nasty, he looks dirty and nasty. You know, you got the Irish fighting music playing in the background. And, like, then you have, like, this really clean Mandalorian come in. You know, the whole bar just kind of, like, stops. And, like, the clean Mandalorian throws our kind of crappy-looking Mandalorian some whiskey, pounds down the whiskey, and then beats up the Trandoshan. And then, like, the clean Mandalorian is all like, I have a mission for you. You have to go do this. And then that's how you start it up. And then over time, he begins to get better and better. And then, like, you get into, like, Season 1 where he cleans up his armor. Now, the whole thing about Baby Yoda is, Baby Yoda's a great idea to sell toys. And it makes all the people go, oh, how cute. But that only is going to last for so long. Either Baby Yoda gets bigger and can talk, or you don't really have much. Also, I love how Space C4 can get wet and not work. These charges aren't working. They're soaking wet. Why did you have that? How did he get wet? Did he take a shower with that? Never mind. Hope we didn't drop the soap. And good luck that there was construction supplies. I'm glad he saw him, because I didn't. But, yeah, like, the big problem with Baby Yoda is he doesn't talk. He doesn't do much other than just, well, gurgle. And everybody can go, ooh, how cute. I'm gonna die. I better save. Where's that save room? Save room's all the way back up there. Okay, I think the charges aren't too far from here. So it shouldn't have to go all the way back up there, but we're just gonna keep doing the old save states. So, since Baby Yoda is just not really that good as a character, let's just get rid of Baby Yoda entirely. No Baby Yoda, no Yo Baby. Instead, have it be a human child. Now, you can do this a number of different ways. My way would be to have the child be related to the actual Mandalorian character. How I foresee my version of the Mandalorian starting up is when that other Mandalorian rocks up to the bar, he has a kid in tow, and uh-oh, turns out our scraggly Mando, he was married and his estranged wife just died from the space cancer. And now he has to take care of his kid, and thus we have a collision course with wackiness, because if it's a human kid, like say, make it a teenager, if it's a human kid, it can talk, it can fight, it can actually contribute to the plot, instead of just sit there, look cute, and gurgle, which was great for season 1, not so great for literally all the other seasons. And, what's... Yeehaw, indeed. Okay, so, what's kind of neat here is you can go back, and oh my god, the background has changed! But yeah, you'd have, over time, Mando and the kid get closer and closer, and then Mando finally stops being a scraggly motherfucker. And there you go. There's your plot. You could bring in Moff Gideon and have him basically just be a generic Imperial warlord that the Mandalorians have to stop. You really didn't need all this Baby Yoda business. Come on. Got him. And not a moment too soon. Yeah, let's go ahead and use the shoddy gun real quick. Now the thing is though, you'll reach a point of no return on this level where you can't go back, and you definitely want to go back and get those pulse rifle grenades, because if you don't, that jockey alien boss is going to be even harder than it is, and it's still pretty easy, but still. And see, like, you don't really have the rapidity of fire. Let's see here. Extra wet space water. 50 pounds of ugly and a 10-pound bag, yeah. Doesn't even have his armor. You know, that might actually be pretty good. PSP. Oh yeah, the JRPGs. I actually had a good idea for, like, one of the seasons could literally be Mandalorians versus mercenaries. Because Mandalorians are supposed to be mercenaries, but what if there was another mercenary company? And then you could, like, ask yourself, like, wait, are the Mandalorians really that noble? I had the idea of, like, oh my god, it's another cat! I hope that cat gets out of here before we blow up the building. But, yeah, I was thinking, like, Mandalorians versus Hammers Slammers. Now, for those who don't know what that is a classic science fiction novel series by, I think, David Drake or David Weber. I can't remember. There's too many Davids. And blast him. No. Love how he can load that. Actually, it's about as fast as he'd load that. That's not bad. Shotguns are useless in modern combat. Actually, it seems like they are, because fuck it. Cover is for cowards. But yeah, Hammer Slammers is essentially a mercenary company in the space future of 1975. They have, like, space tanks and shit like that. But they're not noble in any real meaningful way. Okay, this is not going to end well. So what we're going to do is... Now, you can't throw grenades from cover, which is kind of annoying. And as I said, you can definitely lose it in this game and just straight up die doing fairly normal things. Where's the save point? Okay, we're not too far away from that. We gotta go back and save. I'm going back to the pulse rifle. As you can see, the shotgun isn't bad, but it definitely does have its drawback of being very slow to fire and not having that much ammo. But yeah, basically Hammer Slammers versus Mandos. I think that'd be a really cool concept. No! Ugh. Now how far back am I? Okay, it's not too bad. Yeah, let's shoot the metal door. Okay, so you know what we're gonna do? Sack of hand grenades! And for those who don't know what I'm referencing, that's from World War I. Where, the Krauts would use sacks of hand grenades. Now, in answer to one of the, chat messages, what did I think of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show? I did not watch it! Honestly, I already read the book. there was a book released shortly before the destruction of the expanded universe by John Jackson Miller, literally called Kenobi, or maybe it was Obi-Wan Kenobi, that had a plot that was not terrible. As in, Obi-Wan Kenobi didn't forget how to use the Force, and most assuredly did not almost kill Vader and then let him live for some reason. And also, he didn't pal around with Leia either. And there was no such thing as a Reva. Ugh. I've seen clips from that show, and it looks very, very bad. Like, really, really, really bad. It's like, why? Oh, why did they have to do such a thing? Actually, wait, don't tell me I did that. One moment. Okay, that was save slot 2. You know what, forget it. We're just gonna go back to save slot. Ugh. Save slot 4. There we go. Try saying that 5 times fast. Not watching it. You know, yeah, maybe not have his armor. Or at least have it be just maybe a chest piece or something. You know, that makes me think of some of the trailers for the sadly, horribly canceled Star Wars game 1313, where Boba Fett is supposed to be a playable character, and he starts up with no chest piece, but just a helmet. And I guess through the game you would get more and more armor unlocked as you played it. That actually worked pretty well. But that's the thing, like, Din Djarin didn't have to earn anything. Like, he got fancy new armor literally in episode 3. I mean, it's like, really? And I know everybody loved the N1 starship, but like, how is he supposed to collect bounties in that thing? Where's Baby Yoda supposed to sit? Where's... I'll put it this way, unless that N1 goes way faster than I think it does, where is Mando supposed to go to the bathroom? I'm just saying, it's like, not to be gross or anything, ladies and gentlemen, but like, where is he supposed to, yeah. I hope he's not going in the suit, because that'd be kind of nasty, just saying. That's not an Iron Man suit or a Space Marine suit. Here's something gross about Space Marine suits. Yes, they do eat recycled fecal matter. It's the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, okay? Are you surprised? I actually read that in a book that already had some kind of gross crap. Everybody always likes to go on about the demonculum. Goddamn it, I can't pronounce it right. Or at least not while I'm trying to stream. The one thing that everybody always talks about when it comes to 40K, I'm gonna try it. Demonculum. Fuck. Whatever. Look it up. The book that they appear in, they actually end up getting killed in, so it's not that grimdark. Oh, really? You can do that to me, game? Oh, you fuck. Have a sack of hand grenades, sir. I know it's not a real sack of hand grenades, but whatever. Okay, so I think we want to go... Yeah, we do want to go there, but let's go back to the save point and get stocked back up. Okay, yeah, we're on the right path. That poor communist, he just keeps, you know, respawning and dying. He needs to seize the means of resurrection. Alright, so there we go. Now, when it comes to, like, Jedi Survivor, I have no interest in playing that, like, at all, because I don't really like that Dark Souls-style gameplay. For me, if I'm gonna play a Star Wars game, I kind of want to chill while I'm playing it, and not have to, well, be on my A game. Because, like, with this game, it's a nice game you can just chill and play. You don't have to be like, oh, I moved slightly left too quickly. It's like, no, 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 no. Just give me a game that I can actually play. Ugh. Okay, I'll check the chat real quick. For now. For now. Let's see. Don't have to earn anything anymore. Yeah, heroes do need to earn a lot to actually be interesting. Jedi Survivor of Fallen Order, multiple difficulties. Oh, I thought it was your typical Dark Soulsian stuff. But, yeah. Actually, hold on. What was I talking about? Am I thinking of two things at the same time? Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, game. I knew he was there. Yeah. The BP-33 Ricky Ticky. They definitely know we're here now. How would they not know? We've been slaughtering communists the entire time. We're Oscar... Oh, come on, game. That is totally not fair. Don't have him just slide into me. Okay, let's de-weld that door. Okay, we go back to that here. They eat in the Aliens universe. Probably freeze-dried bullshit. Okay, there it is. 40K is slowly getting a little woke. I'm seeing a lot more they thems, and I don't mean like what you might be thinking from that, but like the use of the word they is showing up a lot more now. And we all know why that is. Because, actually, speaking of woke, like, Star Wars is super woke, like, even Wikipedia is woke. There was actually a major flame war that went on not too long ago, where there were complaints about, well, first off, why would a Sith Lord ever have a preferred pronoun? I mean, really? You think Palps gives a shit about that? But they got that in, like, the bios of, like, all the characters now. It's like, really? Oh my god, they were flash stepping, but no. 40K isn't woke yet, but it's starting to creep up there. I really hope they don't make female Space Marines, because that goes against the lore, like, a lot. And there already are female equivalents to Space Marines. And that's the, Sisters of Battle. It's like, really? I don't know. People are nuts. And they want to be part of the flavor of the month. See, like, when it comes to 40K, people like it because it's kind of, you know, bombastic. It's one of those things where, you know, you're playing the bad guy, but it's fun to play the bad guy. And the Imperium's not that evil. I mean, when you gotta choose between, psychotic space bugs, literal Cthulhu worshippers, and, evil space robots that make a Terminator look like Rob the Robot. It's like, well, you don't really have that much of a choice. Now, I wouldn't mind having a big titty Eldar girlfriend, however. I mean, no, I would abhor the Xeno. But big titty girlfriends aside, recently the Lion came back. Lionel Johnson. Lionel Johnson! I picked up his book, and it's really good. Speaking of heroes having to earn things, when Lionel Johnson shows up, he's like old. First and foremost, he's old. He doesn't have any weapons, and he literally gets his ass almost kicked in like his first battle. I mean, obviously, since he's a Primarch, he's not going to get his ass kicked, but he actually had to work for it. And the overall character of Lionel Johnson is really quite compelling. This is kind of, it was kind of awkward trying to make that jump. Also, I love the fact that in this game, our Space Marines here, they can literally just grab onto a ledge, whereas old Samus, she has to unlock that ability. Looks like she needs to upgrade that suit before she shows up for battle. It's like, come on, do some upper body strength, man. But yeah, when it comes to Star Wars and stuff like that, I don't think we need any more Obi-Wan Kenobi or Darth Vader. It's like, we already know what happens to them. It's obvious. Just let them rest. Give us some new characters. And actually make them legitimate characters. Like, Luke Skywalker, you know, people like to call that character a Gary Stu, but he so isn't. He gets his ass kicked all the time. He even gets his hand cut off. Okay, I think we need to use the old sack of hand. Yep, this is where we could lose it. Let's just run. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. But yeah, Luke Skywalker, he gets his ass kicked all the time. He gets his hand cut off, he gets his ship shot up, his best friend dies. Spoiler, I guess. I'd have to ask the question of, did Rey ever have that happen? Most assuredly not. That's something that's kind of sad when you think about it, though. A lot of modern characters have no real supporting characters. Because we never learn, is like, does Rey actually like Poe Dameron? Are they, did they ever really interact in any meaningful way? Alright, so we gotta get to the APC. And the APC isn't bad. I mean, you actually get to control it and the big 20mm chain gun. Now we could go all the way back to a much further stack of hand grenades. You could go all the way back to one of those save points, but there should be one right up here. Yep, there it is. I actually did go back because I didn't know this was here. And this is definitely where you want those grenades. Alright, well, I don't think there's actually anything up here. I think it might be some ammo and some grenades. Oh yeah, there's a Marine. I'm not sure if we go back here. I don't remember. Well, let's drop a flare anyway. Yep. He's just gonna stay here. Yep, yep. I've gotta find him. I don't have time to hear what you're saying. Sir, I think you're an idiot. I think your arm's gonna get tired if you keep trying to hold that pose for so long. Okay, let's do the chat again. Space Marines and Sisters of Battle. Space Marines were yeah, they would be obsolete. And Jugati Khan. That could happen at some point. I always found him to be kind of boring. Honestly, until I started reading the Lion book, Rowboat Girly Man was one of my favorite guys. But the Lion is starting to sway me a bit. Although the Lion is not a fan of Rowboat at all. Basically, he thinks he's an annoying idiot. No. Which, I can see that. I do love the memes of like, he did what with a what? Because the fan theory is that he and Yvain had some nasty in the pasty. Which I'm not sure... Is a Primarch actually physically equipped for the nasty or pasty? I don't know, I guess they would be. I'm not really sure how that would work, just because, well, Guilliman is supposed to be like 10 feet tall, and so, if he has the proportionate size of somebody that's 10 feet tall, okay, we want to just run through here, because we're gonna get some health later. No, HK-47! That's a lot of xenomorphs. Run! Okay, so this is where it gets a little weird. I gotta like use the controller and the mouse. Because you're supposed to use the D-pad and the stylus. Now, this is where it's kind of funny. Like, this is now out of universe. Control the turret on the touchscreen. Sir, what's the Actually, no, this could work. Because on the APC, there could be a touchscreen that he uses to control it. Okay, that could work. Now, kick-ass Marine. Okay, you can lose this. This is actually remarkably easy to lose. But like, remember, this is a DS game. DS game, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this is a much more advanced game than what we got on consoles with that goddamn Colonial Marines. I don't remember us getting to drive one of these things around. I think this is the first time you ever get to really drive the APC. Because I know in Aliens, the arcade game, you ride on top of it. Somehow. And the same, you do the same thing in AVP, the arcade game, too. Now imagine if that had been made into a movie. People would have ate that shit up. That must have been a lot of communists. I'm just saying. Because where did all the... Okay, now we're on fire. We may die. Because it's kind of awkward to control the turret here. Kind of awkward. Now this is still kind of a supposed to lose thing, but you got to get a lot further. You got to get to the actual jockey ship. Now with the stylus on the actual hardware, this is not that bad, but I gotta concentrate. Oh man, we're on fire. And not in the good way. Oh, we're so gonna die. Now you don't lose a Marine if you die. You just go back. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. So close. Are we gonna do it? Yes! Hold on to your hats. Hold on to your butts. Uh-oh. Come on, game. Don't crash. Please don't crash. Puck 6, come in. You're in hell. Okay, come on. Stop saying s into the microphone. That just sounds stupid. Alright, let's see here. Money off of Colonial Marines, Duke Nukem, gugh. And then Borderlands. And yeah, sprite work does age pretty well. Alright. Let's do it. Okay, he's gonna show up here. That just looks awesome. Okay, there he is. And then I immediately get face hugged. Fuck you, game. Fuck you, game. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to get back here. So, just kill off as many of those goddamn face huggers as possible. Save. Because I don't want to lose Hinnick. Okay, already off to a bad start. I knew he was going to drop down like that. There we go. And so the objective here is don't get vomited on. Because that'd just be nasty. And wear him down with the pulse rifle. Be wary of his hand attack, because it goes further than you think it does. And just sort of rinse and repeat till you kill him. I mean, this is a very cool boss fight. I certainly did not expect it when I first played the game. Take that, asshole. But this thing is huge. Like, when you consider the size of Hinnick here, Hinnick is, I think, supposed to be like 6 foot. I mean, this thing's almost the size of a goddamn T-Rex. So, Alien Queen versus T-Rex. I honestly think the Alien Queen has got that. Because the Alien Queen has much sharper claws. It's gonna have much harder skin. It's gonna be smarter. I just do not see a T-Rex being able to defeat a Alien Queen at all. Now, in Hunter's Planet, one of the villains actually has a genetically engineered T-Rex for people to hunt. Oh, you bastard. Alright, so one thing you do not want to have happen is you do not want to run out of pulse rifle ammo. Because if you do, you won't be able to use the pulse rifle grenades, which would be bad. Because you need these. Yeah, I think I'll have to reload the save. I've taken too much damage. Yeah, you better run. Why are you running? Meanwhile... Oh, come on. No, 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 no. You're not going to get that hit. And then he got it anyway. Busted. I feel like there needs to be a little bit more of a sound effect there. It sounds kind of incomplete. Come on, dodge roll. So I do not want to waste these grenades. Okay, now all we've got is the sack of hand grenades. Okay, we can go ahead and save. I'm not too hurt. Sack of hand grenades. No, waste! Okay, I did not mean to do that, but whatever. I think he's almost dead. I'd hate to have to try to kill him with a pistol, though. Yep, got him. Take that, you bastard. I hear it. Was he like jamming the radio? Thought you boys were dead. We've located the crash site and are sitting in a dropship. Sit tight, Colonel. Help. He's not a colonel. He's a sergeant. Whatever. Alright, so this, we're actually gonna call it a day just a little bit. This thing is pretty cool. Okay. He's got some secret research done on the xenomorphs. And, he figures out that Weyland-Yutani is essentially gonna weaponize them, and now you basically go rogue and you start fighting Weyland-Yutani. Well, don't that just take the cake? You know, if an old buddy of mine in the MCIA, I trust him and he trusts me, and now I'm gonna trust you. You understand what I'm saying, Fox 6? I believe I do, Colonel. You're saying we need to do the right thing. Oh my God, you actually get to be heroic, even if it appears to be wrong. That's correct. The operation's off the books. Completely black. If we get caught, it could mean hanging at camp. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. This is volunteer only, Marines. I've seen what these creatures are capable of, Colonel. Let's go back to the Sulaco. Like, that's awesome. And also we unlock the knife trick, which is even more awesome. We'll show that later. Okay, once we get out of the dialogue, I'll check the chat one more time, then we'll call it a day. Okay, so we gotta stop a freighter. And, it's going to the Martian moon of Phobos. Somebody here knew what the fans wanted and made damn sure they got it. And of course we're going to be Hennick because he's from Texas. Texas. I knew you'd rise to the occasion. No problem, boss. One question though. What do I tell them if they ask me why I'm here? Use some of that southern charm. You're welcome. You'll think of something. Alright. Let's go ahead and save. Let's see. It is epic. Unfortunately, I got here just as I was ending it. Alright, well, I'm GeneralLotz. I hope you all enjoyed all that. Next week, we'll either get back to this, or might play something else. But until then, I'm GeneralLotz. Wish you good. Aliens Infestation, or whatever makes you happy.